Hello and welcome. This is Ameco and you're watching our daily updates live from Bahar Dar, Ethiopia. I am Gaila Damu. Stay tuned. The political economic analyst Lawrence Freeman said that Ethiopians should renew the spirit of Adwa to build a strong nation for the current and future generations. Modom Luye has the details.
Ethiopians have marked the 128th anniversary of the victory of Adwa, which is considered a symbol of African resistance against colonialism. In an exclusive interview with Ethiopian news agency, the American analyst said the Adwa victory is one of the profound historical incidents that shocked the very foundations of European imperialism.
This became something that all Africans and in the United States, African Americans, basically rallied around. And this became the basis of, was part of the movement for the liberation of African nations in the 60s and 70s, 1960s and 1970s. And is still today remembered and understood as an absolute unique event of effective resistance by an African nation and an African people.
The analyst added the victory was a result of a unified country where all Ethiopians had to put aside their differences and conduct a battle to defeat the Italian imperialists on the 1st of March, 1896.
What we saw in Adwa is people had to give up their grievances with each other, and they had to unite to defeat an external enemy. And what I'm suggesting today is that we do the same thing. We unite Ethiopians in the spirit of Adwa against an internal enemy. And we seek to work together to build a strong future for Ethiopia, which will be the best way to guarantee a strong future for their children and their grandchildren.
Freeman also praised Ethiopia for inaugurating the newly built Adwa Victory Memorial this month in order to commemorate the nation's heroes and heroines. Freeman also said the children of Ethiopia can be told the stories of how the country defeated the Italian imperialists, which no other country did in the whole continent.
And again, I would suggest that we use the memorial to reinforce, again, the identity and the sacrifices that everybody made for the sake of their nation, and that we should use that to reassert that commitment to the nation again today. And let's use the memorial to enrich that process.
Moreover, the political economic analyst stated that Ethiopia's potential for economic growth is virtually boundless, and the country is already a leading nation in the East African region. In this case, Freeman elaborated Ethiopia has demonstrated its commitment to regional integration through the export of electricity and will continue it from the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam to its neighboring nations.
Diplomats who attended the 128th commemoration of victory of Adwa at the newly unveiled Adwa Memorial Museum have noted the symbolic event's enduring significance in providing that Black people can be independent and maintain their national sovereignty. Branwork tells us more.
Speaking to Ethiopian news agency, Armenia Ambassador Sak Sargasyan noted that the Ethiopian people are very proud of this victory, which was also a victory for the African continent, all African nations. Sargasyan also shared the lesser-known contribution of Armenians in the fight against the colonizers. Armenians had taken part in the fight against the colonizers, the ambassador stated, adding that it was a small contribution by Armenians, the Ethiopian Armenians, as well to this victory.
The Ethiopian people are very proud of this victory, which was also a victory for the Africa continent, all African nations.
Zambia Political and Administration Councillor Noah Sibonjo emphasized the victory's role as a symbol of unity for the African continent. He said the Adwa victory is a big landmark for the African continent. It also exemplifies the unity The counselor stresses the importance of learning from the past and emphasizes the need for continued African unity to overcome contemporary challenges.
So it is important for us to start looking at the unity. Our Pan-Africanism isn't just a thing for now or a thing of yesterday. This is something for the future. It builds us, and we can build ourselves if we get more and more united.
According to Brigadier General Islam, the victory is a testament to the bravery and sacrifice of Ethiopians and a significant event in the history of black people worldwide. Bangladesh Defense Attaché Brigadier General Shariful Islam commended Ethiopia's unique position as a nation that remained uncolonized.
Adwa victory is not only for the Ethiopian people, but also is regarded as victory of the black people because that proved that the black people can remain sovereign throughout. Like Ethiopia was one of the unique example in the world that it remained sovereign throughout its history because of the bravery and the sacrifice of your forefathers and foremothers. So I have all the respect for them.
Ethiopians across the nation commemorated the 128th anniversary of victory of Adwa, with the central celebration taking place at the newly unveiled Adwa Victory Memorial Museum in the heart of the capital city, Addis Ababa, on Saturday.
Sri Lanka Ambassador Teshanta Kumarasiri said that the commemoration of the victory of Adwa is the proudest moment of Ethiopian history that should be imparted to the upcoming generations. Brown Ismail tells us more.
In an exclusive interview with INA, the Sri Lankan ambassador to Ethiopia, Teshanta Kumarasiri said, "History reflects what your forefathers did for your country, but it should be transformed into positive energy toward the economic development of the country. With the vast experience in Africa, something you transmit is this victory to a positive direction towards economic development." The ambassador does not believe that any Ethiopian hates Italy. You have gained much from Italy, and also still collaborate with Italy, Italian government, Europe and European Union, and all. Ambassador Kumarasiri explained that this is what happened in the past, and how you create the future for positive direction and energy is what matters.
I believe it's a victory to the people of Ethiopia for positive development. I am very optimistic of the directives that you have taken, and also transmitting this past energy and like proud energy, proud moment into a future generation for them to sustain, and also with that and to succeed, more engagement with the outside world.
According to the ambassador, Africa is so diverse and divided by many forces. Bringing them together is a challenge, but we should do with the dedication of Adwa victory and bringing a kind of positive energy to work together. The victory of Adwa is a hard-won battle in 1896 during the reign of Emperor Menelik II against Italian aggressors. The annually commemorated victory was colorfully celebrated across the country on Saturday. Moreover, Ethiopia has recently inaugurated Adwa Victory Memorial Museum to honor those who fell at the Battle of Adwa. The memorial honors the bravery and resilience of Ethiopians in the face of colonial powers who labeled Africa as the Dark Continent. In addition to its historical significance, the Victory Memorial also serves as a symbol of pride, unity and resilience for Ethiopian people and Africa at large. It's a place of remembrance, reflection and education, preserving the memory of the Battle of Adwa and its enduring legacy for future generations.
According to Foreign Affairs Ministry, Ethiopia is participating at the Doha International Horticultural Expo, showcasing its products. State Minister for Foreign Affairs Ambassador Burtukan Ayano stated the benefits of the expo in promoting Ethiopia's agricultural products and opening international market venues for producers. The ambassador also highlighted the Great Legacy initiative of the Ethiopian government. She has also explained about the commendable results registered thus far in wheat harvest and other efforts in the sector that helped boost agricultural products in the country. The 2023 International Horticultural Expo in Doha began on October 2 last year and continues until March 28. The engagement of Ethiopia's local producers in industrial parks has grown to 55% from last year's 10%, according to Industrial Parks Development Corporation. Vivendel Nessa has more on it.
The government of Ethiopia established 13 industrial parks specialized in various manufacturing sectors, including textile, agro-processing, and pharmaceutical, with the vision to make the country a leading manufacturing hub by enhancing import substitution and export trade. Industrial Parks Development Corporation CEO Aklilu Taddese said the manufacturing industry is one of the sectors that has been given prior attention in the homegrown economic reform agenda of the country. Aklilu stated that during the past 4 years, a number of measures have been taken to revive the industry, citing the efforts carried out in enhancing the engagement of domestic producers in parks, substituting imported goods and fostering new business relationships. In addition, policy amendment has been done with the aim for developers to produce for export and domestic markets, as the engagement of local producers in industrial parks has grown to 55% from last year's 10%. It was indicated that the manufacturing sheds located in Bolle, Lemmi, Adama, Dredwa and Samara industrial parks are fully occupied by investors, highlighting that efforts are being carried out to expand market destinations in America, Europe, Africa and Asia. He noted encouraging and supporting the local investors, increasing export and expanding market access are the next priority areas.
You're watching Amhara Media Corporation English Service, and now let's proceed to news beyond borders. Africa's magnificent birds of prey can be found soaring above the continent's varied habitats in terrains. A conservation biologist and Africa program director at the Peregrine Fund, Darcy Ogada, said that basically we are losing some of our most iconic raptors. Darcy Ogada said that things like this take about 5 to 7 years to get sexually mature and only have one egg every 2 years, meaning that if you persecute them, they simply cannot bounce back, so that it's why birds of prey are much more vulnerable than the larger carnivores in many ways. In addition to strategic planning, stresses the need to insulate power lines to prevent the electrocution of endangered raptor species. The convention states a crucial goal of conserving a minimum of 30% of the world's surface by 2030, a target deemed vital for the preservation of the global biodiversity. Presently, Africa's protected areas encompass a mere 14% of the continent's land and inland waters, as Africa News reported it. In the closing declaration of the 7th Gas Exporting Countries Forum Summit in Algeria, member nations agreed to cooperate on battling volatility in market demand. The gathering brought together heads of state and government from 14 countries, including Russia, Iran, Qatar, Venezuela, and several gas nations. This year's summit revolved around the theme of natural gas for a secure and sustainable future, and came as the industry confronts waning demand for oil and gas and new competition from renewable energy sources. Algerian President and host Abdelmajid said his country was committed to cooperating with member states in this field in order to strengthen the position of gas as a sustainable and environmentally friendly resource. Representatives from gas exporting countries expressed their concern at the recurring volatility of natural gas demand, which is adversely affecting global economic performance, as Africa News reported it. That's all the news we have for today. I'm Gaila Damu. Thanks for watching and stay tuned with Ameco.